Hello everyone. It's Regine. It's Thursday, and I'm so excited to be here with you this afternoon. I have so much. What is in my hair? I have so much to share. We have been talking about purpose and passion for the last few weeks. Hi, Lori. And I love this subject. Hi, Gina, because so many women are, hey, Bridget, are stuck. We are stuck, ladies, and you know what I'm talking about. Stuck in a job that you are not enjoying. You are stuck in a career that doesn't invite the biggest part of you, right? That you're not feeling like you are growing and maturing. Hi, Donna. We are stuck in lives that are okay for some of us, for others, some of us not so good. And really, the question that I had to start asking myself personally when I was going through my own transition and figuring things out was, what is the goal, right? What is the ideal? And I share this with so many of my clients and the women that go on retreat with me, is that because so many people are just doing okay, that we are all doing this rat race, and we are all busy and overwhelmed and stressed, that we think it's normal. But it's not normal. Do not confuse common for normal. And so I want us to have an uncommon journey. This is for the woman who is ready for the uncommon journey, to go against the grain, to say, no, I don't need to be stressed, overwhelmed, tired, unfulfilled, dissatisfied with my career, with my life. I can have joy. I can have peace. I can have excitement. I can have optimism. I can look forward to waking up every day because I genuinely love and enjoy my life. And that took a process for me to get here. It wasn't overnight. But what I promise you is this: if you commit, hey, Charlene, to yourself, to invest in yourself, you have to make yourself the priority. And believe you me, women, because I know, right? We feel so guilty if we put ourselves first. We have to do all of this stuff for our kids, for our spouses, for our mates, for our partners, for our jobs, for our community, for our church. We have to do these things because part of it is in our legacy. Part of it is because how we were raised. Part of it is just because this is just how things have been. And so when we don't do it, we feel guilty. But when you put yourself first, when you put your face mask on first, right? Your air mask on first, then you are able to give so much. You have so much to give from the overflow. You'll do it with ease and grace, without resentment and bitterness and tiredness and depleted, so that you have nothing to give to yourself. We got to flip the script. You have to trust that God will have your back. Charlene says, thanks for doing this. The guilt of being a natural caregiver. Look, I know this is one of the things that's plaguing us as Black women. That's plaguing us as we are natural caregivers. We are nurturers. It's in our DNA. I don't know that within a generation or two, we can stop doing that. I don't think we can, because it's really embedded in who we are. What we can do is decide to change the paradigm about how that looks. If you, Charlene, say to yourself, you know what? I am a caregiver. I'm a natural caregiver. I have responsibilities that I've taken on myself. I have responsibilities that other people have taken on to me. But I have decided that I'm going to do this the smart way. I'm going to invest in myself in a way that lifts me up so much. I have so much support that I'm able then to give in a natural and easy way, so that I don't feel guilty because I'm actually in alignment with who I am, and that's a natural caregiver. Does that make sense? Hey, Stacy. Hey, Ray. And so I want us to begin to rethink and reshape this whole idea of what it means to be a caregiver. I want us to understand that the God that you guys serve, that you say you love, loves you so much. God doesn't want you to struggle. It's not, struggle is not required. Struggle is not required. It is optional. We don't have to struggle to feed ourselves, to serve ourselves, and to serve others at the same time. I know that has been our paradigm. I know it's been our paradigm to no faults of our own. I know that it's been our paradigm for our grandmothers and our great grandmothers. They had no choice. But thank God that today we have a choice, and we are informed enough to know that we can do it differently. And this is new for so many of us. We are in uncommon, untreaded waters here, guys. We are doing this for the first time, many of us for the first time in our generations. And so, we got to figure it out. But I'm telling you that there is a way to invest in yourself and feed yourself so much that it becomes easier to give to others. And what you do, because the other thing that we do, ladies, and y'all know I'm right, is that we enable people. We enable people. We handicap people. We handicap our children. We handicap our relatives. And some of it's ego driven. Let's tell the truth. Some of it's ego driven, right? I want to feel important. I want to feel like I am doing these things. It makes me feel better as a person. But we need to start empowering our family members. We need to start empowering people. We need to start teaching people how to stand on their own 2 feet, because I'm not your God. I'm not your God. The same God that is in me is in you. You need to stand on your own 2 feet. I'm not helping you by enabling you to rely on me. I am not helping you when I enable you to rely on me. So we got to stop that. We got to stop it. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't help them. Are y'all with me today? Hey, Stacy says, Stacy and Ray says, say that. Yes. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm going to just go with it. All right. So today, let's just do a little quick recap. We started talking about passion and purpose, right? We started talking about what this is, what does it mean? Hey, Des. And one of the definitions that I love is that it's really kind of your anchor, right? This is the thing that propels you forward. This is that engine inside of you that fuels you. It's just that intangible something that inspires you to move, right? Mark Twain says, there are 2 most important days of your life, right? The day you were born and the day you discovered why. And so we are here in a joint effort to discover our why, so that our lives can be easier. At the end of the day, we want ease and flow in our lives. That's really what you want. You want happiness, you want peace, you want joy, you want ease, and you want flow. And when you are in alignment, with your purpose, you will have a life of ease and flow. Think about how the universe works, guys. Just for a second, say to yourself, how does nature work when the rosebud is doing its thing? Can't nobody compare to that, right? When the butterfly is floating around, there's nothing to compare, no competition. They're each doing their thing. Life is easy and it flows. So how do we get into this purpose, Regine? All right, we talked about last week paving the way paving the way to allow that stuff inside of us that's already inside of us. It's been planted inside of us by our Creator. How do I get that stuff out, Regine? How do I kind of tap into it? How do I know what the hell you talking about? Because I don't know what my purpose is. I have some things that I'm interested in. I have some things that I'm talented at, but I'm not really sure what my purpose is. Okay, so we said, you know what? Let's start cultivating our land, yeah? And so last week I talked about doing 3 things. And if you continue to do these 3 things, you will begin to have the bubbles of inspiration. You will begin to have the bubbles of inspiration. Today I'm going to talk about what to do when you have those bubbles. But we said we're going to lay the landscape, hey Loretta, by doing 3 things. Number 1, taking an inventory. Taking an inventory of what's going on in my mind, what's going on in my feelings. Because we are not always as diligent, responsible for our thoughts and our feelings. They just really run rapid. They just do what they do, and we let them kind of just run rapid like, wild stallions. But the problem with that is that because our energy is primarily derived from our thoughts and our feelings, they're so busy doing their own thing, we don't have the space to be more intentional about figuring out what this purpose and passion thing is about, right? Because I'm so busy worrying about this and worrying about that and stressed about this and stressed about that and so-and-so's business and so-and-so's that and concerned, and I'm so busy with the day-to-day that I don't have any space to figure out this question about what my why is. So I wanted you to take an inventory, to do this every night. And it's not too late if you haven't done it last week. Let's do it this week. Come on, guys. Work with me here. Work with me here, ladies. We want to do an inventory because your thoughts and your feelings, that is what is producing the effect in your life. So you better know what you're thinking and what you're feeling. I need for you, ladies, to be able to articulate to me, what is it that I'm thinking most of the day? You need to be able to articulate that. If you're not able to, number 1, articulate what you're thinking and feeling for most of the day, that tells me you're not in control of your thoughts and your feelings. Nature and people and social media and the news and family and friends and job, all these things are responsible, right, for what you're thinking and you're feeling. And so you can't create intention that way. That's number 1. The second thing is, if you do know what you're thinking and feeling, and most of it is caught up in negativity, fear, anxiety, stress, overwhelm, guess what? You're not going to have space, right? Makes sense. You're not going to have space. If I'm stressed all the time, there's no way that I'm going to have space for the genius that is me to come forth. It's not going to happen. We need to cultivate this land. It's the same thing like a flower or plant. How does a flower garden grow? The land needs to be cultivated. It needs to be pruned. It needs to be healthy. It needs to be nurtured. So if I either don't know what the heck is going on in my field, or number 2, it's a bunch of negative stuff, I'm not going to be able to grow this flower, this plant that I desire, right? Makes sense. Okay. So the second part of that, in terms of taking this inventory and determining the list of what's going on in my mind every night, I'm going to sit down and think about, if I can do it in the middle of the afternoon, if I can just kind of take a break and ask myself, what was I thinking about this past hour? What was in my mind? What was I feeling? If I can't articulate it, I need to tap into it. Meditation is a great tool to start tapping into that. If I can't articulate it, then I'm going to see it in black and white. If it's not positive, we got to start making some changes. Yeah. And so we need to take this. We need to do this all the time. And the third part of that is, how do I now start to create intentional, purposeful thoughts and feelings? If I don't know what they are, or if they're negative, What can I do about it? Well, I need to start to plant seeds. I need to start to plant seeds. Hey, Tosh, I need to start to plant seeds, plant positive seeds of what I want to grow. It's that simple. How do I do that? You're going to start every day. You're going to start every day with a meditation. Every day you're going to start with a meditation. Every day you're going to start with a meditation. Every day you will start with meditation. You're gonna allow that brilliance to start bubbling up by calming the thoughts, by leveling the yang 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 all the time. Okay. And we do this on our retreats. That's why meditation is a core foundation of what we do on the retreats, so that you can come away with a meditation practice, so that you can practice together. We practice together so that we can be better at doing it on our own. Okay? Nobody's sleeping. Ain't nobody gonna fall asleep. I was just talking to somebody on the phone the other day who was like, yeah, I don't really meditate. I fall asleep. Okay, well, I'm not gonna let you fall asleep. Okay? We don't do that on our retreats. All right, so we lay the foundation by meditating. We also, throughout the day, I do this. I was sharing this with one of the ladies a few weeks ago. I will go when I'm getting ready to go to bed. If I start to realize I have no idea what I was just thinking about, what do I want to think about? What do I want to think about? What is it that I desire to think about right now? And then I find something to think about, find something positive, right? Whatever is good, whatever is pure, whatever is worthy of praise. Think on these things, yes? And so we intentionally are planting these seeds. Okay, so that's part one of this inventory process, and a little bit of what we can do after we make this assessment. The second thing, right? We talked about forgiveness. We talked about every day creating an attitude of forgiveness. How many times do you forgive? 7 times 77, 7 times 70, whatever it is, right? So, which means that we're just doing it all the time, right? Martin Luther King says forgiveness is an attitude. It's a state of mind. We are constantly forgiving and releasing. Why? Because forgiveness, it cleans away. It's like if you're a pipe, and that's really essentially what you are, an energetic channel. And if you got all this junk and this gook of resentment and anger and stuff that you've been holding on to, and people that you're mad at and that you're hurt about, it's taking up space. So every day we're going to go through a process. I talked about some affirmations that you can do last week for forgiveness. I'm not going to get into that today, but every day you're going to go through a forgiveness and a release. It's not just forgiveness. You may not have a whole lot of forgiving to do. I don't know about that, but I'm gonna let you have that. But I know for sure that you have some releasing to do. Releasing of repetitive thought patterns that you are thinking over and over again. And so in our releasing and in our forgiveness daily, in addition to the meditation, you investing in you is the most important thing you can do with your time and your energy. There's nothing more important. So I know that it's a commitment. I know that it's a commitment in terms of time, in terms of effort. I know it is. I don't always feel like doing stuff. I know it is, but it's the best investment that you can do. And that's why it is really important. Hi, Lynette. And that's why when we're on retreat, that it's a way for you to kind of get, jump start that if you haven't done it, right? So that you can kind of practice that together, so that you can get into the habit of doing it if you're not doing it every day. So where was I? Forgiveness. We're going to be doing that every day, right? And then the third thing we said, why are we doing these things? Because we are laying the foundation for our purpose and our passions to come up, yeah? And we need to clear that land. We need to clear that land so that flower, we're using the analogy of a flower and plant and so forth, so that it can grow. All right, so the third thing we're going to do is be grateful and also raise our energy. Hey, Stephanie. So we are every day we're adding, like they're like, look, I know y'all like, look, Regine, I don't have time to be doing all this meditation, forgiveness, and gratitude every day. It's the most important investment that you can do for yourself. If you do it, if you are asking yourself, why am I in this job, and why am I doing this, if you are miserable, if you are not happy, if you are just eking along, going along to get along, you got to invest in yourself. This is the most important thing you can do for yourself. There's nothing more important. You do it for you. You do it for your family. You do it for your kids. You do it for your community. You do it for your legacy. You need to do this. Okay, the third thing, gratitude. Every day I'm doing gratitude journaling at night. I'm or in the day or in the morning, whatever. But just find some time, 5 minutes, guys, just 5 minutes. What am I grateful for? Because why do we do that? When I'm grateful, it does several things. The first thing is it recognizes that you have received, right? And so I'm even grateful for things I haven't received yet, because it's going to condition my mind to prepare to receive this thing that I desire, that I do not yet have. Why else do we do this gratitude stuff, Regine? Because it elevates your vibration. It elevates your emotions. And when you have an elevated emotion, when you are excited, what happens when you're excited? You are hyper, you are happy, you are enthusiastic, you are optimistic. What happens when you're in those states of beings? Things that are on that vibrational level will be attracted to you, because after all, what is it that we're seeking? We're seeking joy, love, peace, happiness. Where are those things? Where do those things reside, guys? Where do the things that you want reside? They reside way up here in the atmosphere of happy, love, joy, peace, right? If I can't cultivate that, if I don't know within myself how to cultivate it, I'm not going to be able to be a master of myself, and I'm not going to be able to learn how to attract those things that I desire. So I got to be able to cultivate. Again, we do this, right? On our retreats, I teach you how to cultivate it. I want you to be able to turn that button on, and I want you to be able to be a master of yourself. How are you going to master your environment? How are you going to find a career and create a business that you're passionate about if you can't master your own self? It's not going to happen. So we have to be masters of our own emotions. And when you do this every day, guys, you do these three things. You take your inventory. You start to be intentional about your thoughts, your feelings, and you start to forgive. You release. You make the way, and you are grateful, and you elevate your emotions. Don't tell me that you're not going to be getting the inspirations, the ideas, the impulses. That's the next step. That's what's going to naturally happen. If you do this for a period of time, what's going to happen is you're going to start to get some ideas. Okay, now today I'm going to talk about what happens when you get these ideas, and typically what happens to us who don't follow, right? Who get stuck. All right. So these are some of the common things that I see among my clients and the women that I work with. You start and you stop. You start and you stop. Everyone raise your hand who has started and stopped. You've had an idea. You've written it down even. You've had conversations, and then you stopped. Stuff happens, and then you start and you stop. Number 2, you procrastinate. How many? Raise your hand if you have procrastinated. So what does that look like, right? So I have an idea to do something. I want to do something. And for some reason, I go into this time warp. Today goes into, yes, Stacy says, I'm preaching. Thank you. Ray says, yes, she is. And Tasha says, OMG, yes, hand up high. Ray's hand up is high. Girl, look, my hands up are, both hands up are high. Okay, number 2, I procrastinate. I delay doing this thing that I say that I want. I want it for me now. This is what I want for me. Now, I'm not going to procrastinate when somebody asks me to do something for them. We don't procrastinate for that. But when it's stuff for us, we procrastinate. I'm going to tell you why you do that in a second. Number 3, this is one of my favorite things to do. I take the Oscar for following shiny objects. The Oscar goes to Regine. Right? You follow shiny objects. What does that mean? You have this idea, you're really excited about it, and then another idea. Oh, I think I like that idea better. I'm going to follow that, right? And so you end up being like a little cat, all over the place. All right, what else do we do, right? We get stuck. We just get stuck. I just feel stuck. I feel like I'm in a rut. I don't know what to do. I have a bunch of stuff in my head. And I just feel like I can't move, like there is this weight. It's like, y'all don't see it, because I feel like it's like right on my shoulders, like something is just sitting on my shoulders. Is it just me? Does somebody not see what is happening right here? Nobody else is seeing it. Why am I the only one that's seeing this weight? Like it is a physical phenomenon. Who else feels stuck at times? Okay, what else do we have going on? Time. I don't have enough time. I know I want to do this thing. I have the plans to do this thing, but there is just, I don't think it's 24 hours. Like I think that's a lie. It's fake news. It's not true. I think there's less than 24 hours in the day. At least just where I live. In my home, I don't know about your house, but in my house, I think I only have 16 hours. I think so. I don't think I have 24 hours. I don't know. There's just never enough time, right? What else do? We avoid. Charlene says, yep, we avoid. Who else? Look, don't nobody avoid. I'm gonna take the supporting actress Oscar for avoiding. Or forget, right? And it comes in different forms. Or just forget. Or what was I gonna do again? I don't know. I just, right? Okay. What else do? We have small thinking, small fancy thinking, rather than really going with this brilliant idea. I know that y'all have some brilliant ideas, but I'm gonna just go with the one that I think is realistic. I think it's realistic. I'm gonna stick. Wait, has somebody done that? Because I want to do what they're doing, because that seems realistic. If they can do it, then maybe I could do it. I'm going to do the small thing. But inside of you, you are shrinking. And when you shrink your ideas, you shrink yourself, and then you feel small and you feel like you want to just freaking burst because you're so small. Hey, Jackie, what else do? We feel overwhelmed. I feel overwhelmed. It's just too much. I don't know where to start. I have too much going on. My life is overwhelming. I can't get it together. I don't have time. I don't have space. I don't have energy. I just feel like I don't know what to do. And sometimes, if I think about it too hard, I will burst out in tears. That's just how overwhelmed I get. And I can't move in that direction, Regine, because then I feel paralyzed. And then I feel bad about myself. Like, damn, can't you just get it together? Why can't you just get it together? And then that so and so is doing things and they're doing something, and here I am having this same conversation that I've had a gazillion times over and over again. And if I hear myself say it to myself one more time, I think I'm just going to just kill myself. And I can't take it anymore. And then it just becomes too much. It becomes too much. Stacy says, I'm stepping on somebody's toes, and Tasha's like, all the time. And then I get distracted because this is just too much, and I have so much going on. So then let me just put my energy on something else. And then we have this helper syndrome, and somebody needs my help. Somebody needs something to do. I got to do something. And so I don't have the time or the energy or the wherewithal to do what I got to do for me because I'm busy helping them. Does any of that sound familiar? Because I will tell you that, and just think about, and I'm gonna get to what we can do about that a little bit, but and just think about the amount of energy that we go through, because it's exhausting. So where on God's green planet are you going to have the energy to now come up with this passion-filled life and career and business and job and experience, when I am so starting and stopping, procrastinating, following shiny objects, not following through, feeling stuck, don't have time, I'm avoiding, I'm thinking small, I'm overwhelmed, I'm distracted, and I'm busy helping everybody else? Where are you going to have the time to put into your passion, to put into your purpose, if this is all the stuff that's going on? When I did some stuff, I have some ideas, I've cultivated the land, Regine, I did what you said, but I still can't move beyond this. All right, stay tuned for next week. We are going to go into strategies, right? Specific strategies for what to do for these very specific issues that we are experiencing. But I will tell you this. These are some of the things that you will need. I call them the 5 C's to overcome some of these issues. Number 1, we're going to need some compassion. We're going to need a lot, not some. We're going to need, can somebody bring the trucks of compassion in? Because I've been beating up on myself for so long. I feel like crap for so long. We're going to need some compassion. If you don't have compassion, you're not going to be able to overcome all of those things that we just listed. What else am I going to need? I'm going to need some confidence. Yeah, but Ray, you don't understand, Regine. You don't understand. I don't really know, because I've tried different things. And my judgment, I don't know if I could really trust my judgment. I don't really know if I have confidence to do this stuff. I'm not sure. I want to say that I'm confident, but the evidence isn't proving that I'm confident. What else are you going to need? You are going to need some courage. Courage is a little different than confidence. Confidence is about having confidence in your ability to do something. Courage is that I'm going to just do it anyway, whether I'm confident or not, whether I know what I'm doing or not. I'm just going to just go for it. I'm going to just feel the fear and do it anyway. I'm going to have the courage to just move. I'm going to need a lot of that. You're going to need a lot of that to do what you got to do and find this purpose and this passion. And you're going to need commitment. You're going to need some commitment. We use the word, here's what I love about commitment. A lot of us, I'm going to raise my hand. Y'all can raise your hands if this is you. A lot of us are curious, but not committed. I'm going to say that again. We are curious, but we're not committed. Curious means I'm interested, but I'm not committed and dedicated to do this no matter what. Commitment means I am doing this no matter what. Commitment means I am doing this. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter what I got to do to make it happen. It doesn't matter what you say about it. I am committed to making this happen. And finally, you are going to need community. Community. You're going to need some support. You will not do this alone. For y'all, women who are loners, who think I can do this by myself, who don't like to ask for help, who don't want to bother nobody, who don't want to be a pain to nobody, who don't want to put anybody out, who don't want to be a burden to anybody, you're going to have to let go of that. You're going to have to let go of it. You cannot do this alone. You cannot uncover your purpose and follow your passion without having community, without having support, without having a coach, without having a mentor, without having a support system in place. It's not going to happen. Nobody does it alone. And the idea that you think that you can do it alone is yet one of these other, I should add that to the list. I should add that to the list of the start and stop and procrastinating and distraction and helping others. I think I can do it alone, because you can't. And here's the thing about doing it alone. Here's the thing about, guys, we are not meant to be independent. We are meant to be interdependent, not dependent, but interdependent, meaning that my blessing, my gift is to help you. And when you are up and going with your gift, then you help somebody else. And then we all kind of work together like a puzzle. But when I decide that I'm going to try to do something alone, two things happen. I block my blessing and I block somebody else's blessing. Because anytime I give, I receive. It doesn't go separately. You can't give in one hand and not receive in the other hand. You can't receive in one hand and not give in the other hand. So stop looking at it like this ego thing, or like this you too good to ask for help, or too bad to ask for help, or not worthy to ask for help, or too worthy to ask for help. Stop all that. We can't succeed without each other. We need each other to succeed. We can't do this alone. So just understand that nature itself teaches us that there is a symbiosis, there is a relationship between and in between all living things. You are no different. You are a product of the very nature of God, of the universe. And so community, you need community, and that can take one of very many forms. So that's it for today. I'm going to get into next week kind of some strategies into working with some of these behavioral stuff that we have going on. I'm going to develop these 5 C's a little more, and I'm going to also talk about other things, other ways that we can find to cultivate, right? Because we got to cultivate this natural, it's a natural calling. What you're doing is you're blocking the natural flow of God to come through you. You are actively blocking it when you are not living in alignment with the source of who and what you are. So we got to unblock these blocks. We got to dismantle the stuff that we've put up. God isn't withholding anything from you. God is not withholding anything from you. God is not withholding anything from you. It's always giving to you. It's a matter of you learning how to receive. It's a matter of you learning how to be receptive. It's a matter of you learning how to allow this flow, this constant flow of loving, universal principles of love, joy, peace, prosperity, abundance, health, wealth, great things to come to you. It's always coming. It's pouring down on you now. But you got to just We got to work with the strategies. I got it. So we got those three things, but you got to do the work. Come on, you guys. You got to do the work. Help me out here. Please, please, please do the work. Lay the foundation. Do those three things: the inventory, the forgiveness, the gratitude. Once you have those inclinations, we know that they're natural, and these are natural resistances, by the way. You ain't doing nothing wrong. You ain't bad. It's just the natural course, right? Everything has resistance to it. It's not trying to bring you down. Procrastination ain't your enemy. It's just things that happen in the natural course of creation. That's it. But there are strategies for getting around them. There's some support. The 5 C's are going to help you out. Some other things are going to help you out. I'm going to go into that next week. I hope you enjoyed this. And here's what I want you to do. A couple of things. Number 1, share this with a friend, a sister, girl that you think may benefit from this. And number 2, if you have been thinking about going on a retreat with me, I need for y'all to just come on and just come. Because I want to dive deep. I want to have a conversation with you. I can't talk to you over this form, right? I want to get to understand what are those specific limitations. They may be, some of them may be stronger than others. I want to know what's happening, and I want us to come up with a plan together. I want to support you in your growth and your healing. I want to practice meditation with you. I want to help you to breathe in and out as long as it takes for you to start to get it. I want us to journal and to be grateful. I want to help you elevate your emotions, but I can't do that in this form now. I can do it when we're together on retreat, and I would love, love, love for you to join me, because this is my reason for living. This is my raison d'etre. This is my why. So I have retreats coming up in June, a weekend retreat for your cultural and historical journey to yourself. This is going to be a weekend retreat where we're going to create our own legacy based on the legacy of these strong sheroes and heroes that have laid the foundation for us. These Black people, that were just remarkable, and some we know, some we don't know, right? And so we're going to do this in Savannah, Gullah country, and learn about this culture that is our culture, that is our heritage, that is our birthright. That is June 27th through the 30th. Come on and join me. And then there's also Your Time to Shine, which is kind of like one of my favorite retreats because I've been working on this for so long, and I am talking to you, Black woman. If you know it is your time to shine, if you have dimmed your light so long that you don't even know what color it is anymore, I want you to come with me in Cartagena, Colombia, and allow yourself to be taken care of. Let somebody. I have your back. I have your back. I want to have your back in so many ways. So just allow yourself to receive and go deep so that you can come out and say, you know what? Time out for this other stuff. This is my time. This is my time. And we're going to do that in Cartagena at the end of October. And then there is Bali for the divine feminine. You know, some of us have this whole masculine energy going on, and it has gotten in our way. That's a whole nother conversation. What I mean by getting in our way, we just are so masculine sometimes. We want to be more masculine than the men, right? And so aggressive, but we have so much power in our femininity. We don't access that power. You are a Black goddess. Be the woman, the feminine woman that you are, and find your power and your strength in that. That's what Bali is going to be about. And that's in December. I'm excited about that. And then, we're going to do Renew Your Mind, Body, and Spirit again in January, Costa Rica, same country, different location. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be the second annual. I think I want to do this annually because I love how we really started out our new year working on our bodies, right? Eating green, clean foods, and definitely, you know, getting our minds together, meditating, yoga. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. So much transformation. That was such a powerful weekend. And so I am doing it again. Same weekend, MLK weekend in Costa Rica. I want you to come and join me. Yes, Tasha says one day. Well, come on, girl. Let's make it happen. You got 3, 4 choices. I'm going to put my website underneath this video. Share this with someone who you know could benefit, who is just needing some support, because we can't do it alone. We cannot do it alone. All right, I have spoken for way too long, as usual, but I just can't help it. You know, I love this stuff. All right, ladies, I'm going to see you next week. Let me know how your homework is doing. Please let me know. Please send me a message in the group and say, I'm doing the work. Come on, guys. We can do this. We can make magic happen in our lives. I did it. Believe you me, I was miserable, and now I am happy as a clam. All right. Love you guys. Stacy says Costa Rica was awesome. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you for sticking it through, guys, for watching this whole thing. I really, really, really appreciate it. Yes, Sylvia says, good evening. Sounds awesome. So needed. Thank you. Come on, y'all. Let's do this. Let's make our lives like as amazing as it can be. 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 We just have to invest in ourselves. All right. That's it for me.